what it's all about with you. Thank you. You are all always so gracious, many of you. I speak too often. Some of you I've just had the pleasure to meet today. I want to thank Adam for bringing this all together. Governor Valente for gracing us with his presence, and for all of you, because again, it's not me. I just hold the place on a team. We're all on the same team, and when we all work together, we create an engine, we create a locomotive that nothing or no one, no machine can stop, including that Chicago machine. I always know that I know who I work for. I work for you. It is all about you. You made the change. It was all of you. The calls, the door-to-door, the support, the letters. Sometimes when I was down and I didn't think I could go anymore, and people would say, Sam, with all that they're hitting me with, how in the world do you keep getting up and going out there and doing that? Folks, it's my Creator, and it's you, His creations. It's all of us working together, and I just want to always make sure that you know that I get that, and that I thank you and I appreciate you. That all being said, because we have such an honored and esteemed guest here today, and because there will be so many people here, over 300 folks attendance, I actually sat down and tried to do something that I very rarely do, and put together a little speech. But because of so many things that so many people said on the way in, and so many folks have said from the podium, I have to be honest with you, I have to speak to you with what's on my heart. And what's on my heart is, it is all about the precinct committeeman, as Phyllis Schlafly said earlier. There's no more office more important, because in the 49th Senate District, there are 276 voting precincts. If we had a precinct committeeman, a dedicated precinct committeeman in each and every one of those precincts, out there committed to outworking his Democratic cohort, his Democratic colleague, making sure they were doing whatever it took, weenie roast in the backyard, showing up when someone was in need, whatever it took, outworking. We are the party of workers, right? We are the party who says we don't need a handout. We will earn it. We will work for it. Well, it's about time that we outwork that machine. People say to me all the time, we didn't get the governor's race, we didn't get this, we didn't get that. But you know what we did get? We got Dwight Kay, this race against the museum, Bobby Shilley against Phil Harris, Colin Carter. 4 of the races that they said that couldn't be won, the races that we took for granted, some of those we didn't get, that we didn't win. But the races that people said in the beginning that could not happen, you proved them wrong. What we did was we showed up, we outworked them, we did everything that was within our power to do, and the good Lord blessed us with everything that He needed to do. All the components came together at the right time, at the right place, in just the right amounts to spell success. That all being said, what we need to do at this point is we need to proselytize. We need to get people to understand that the Democratic Party of their grandfathers and their fathers is no more. That the principles that this nation was founded upon, that made this nation so great, that made this state so great, those principles, those foundational principles and values can be found in one place, concisely in one place. Our candidates are not perfect. Guess what? I'm not perfect. Governor Valente is not perfect. None of us are. We are all flesh and blood. We're not perfect. What we can do for each other is when one of us falls and stumbles, we can help him get back up and get back on the right path. And the way to get back on that path is always to look at our platform, a platform that is based on those foundational principles and values that talks about accountability and responsibility and honors life from conception to natural death. It talks about all of the amendments, one being just as important as the other. If they take one out the second from us, they will stop at nothing until they take them all. We have what is needed. I was called by a reporter from the St. Louis Post-Dispatch a couple of months ago. He said, we're doing an article on how downstate Illinois is going red. It used to be a bastion of the Democratic machine, but it's no more. Can you explain that? And I said, it's easy. It's obvious. At no time in modern history has the lines been less blurred than they are now. If you stand for all those things, that some great Democrat president like John F. Kennedy, who would say that's not what your country can do for you, but what you can sacrifice and do for your country to save it so that we can all rise together. Those foundational principles and values are now in the Republican platform. platform is what we need to talk to our friends and our neighbors and our colleagues about. When we talk about Obama and his billion-dollar campaign fund, folks, the grassroots can do it. We can do this. It doesn't matter how much they spend. If we reach out to those around us and recruit them and bring them into the fold as we have, all we have to do to turn this state around is take 4 or 5 more Senate and House districts and take that governor's race. In this country, we have the formula. The formula is you. A government of the people, by the people, and for the people. It's not a government of the politicians. That common denominator is you, the people. There are 2 things that we have to concentrate on in this country to turn it around. We have to concentrate on growing good middle-class jobs. The middle class is what separated this country from all the regimes and societies that preceded us. A strong middle class. We have to get back to manufacturing jobs. We have to get back to extracting oil and coal from beneath the surface of Illinois. The most important thing that we have to do, realize that it's not electing me or Senator McCarter or Representative Kay or even Governor Pawlenty. What it is about is you. It's not about one person going to the Oval Office and getting the world's biggest credit card, somehow getting a $1 trillion line of credit and injecting that into the economy and hoping that somehow, some way that would all filter down and just sort of fertilize all of us down here at the bottom and things would be okay. No, the answer is not that. The answer is at the atomic level. The answer is about restoring the American family. Because in my way of looking at it, when you restore the American family, and just for those of you out there, I want to be clear, I'm not talking about if someone can't make it, if mom and dad can't make it work, okay, mom and dad can't make it work, but mom and dad need to look in the mirror and make sure before they sign those papers that they realize that they're going to have to work 3 times harder than they would ever have to work to make sure that those creations make it in this world. And when we restore we have a collection of strong families, we will by definition have a strong community. And when we have a collection of strong communities, we will by definition have a strong county. And when we have 102 strong counties, we will have a strong Illinois. And when we have 50 strong states, we will once again be the greatest nation the history of the world has ever seen. We will fulfill our destiny.